Grumpy Old Man's Comics and Art Collectibles, and we're heading over to Grumpy Old Man's Comics, Art, and Collectibles here in Ballard. And I have a lot of questions to ask, and I have a lot of good things to do here with the brand new, exciting new comic book shop in Seattle. Let's take a look. Hello. Oh,
Hey, Henry, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Alan?
Good, thanks. What brings you here today?
Well, I just thought I'd check in and see what's going on at Grumpy Old Man's Comics and Collectibles.
We got all sorts of stuff going on, Henry, let me tell you. First of all, we have an art opening tomorrow night,
Okay.
which is called A Kiss is Just a Kiss, which is predominantly just on this wall.
Okay.
So this was an open juried show, so I put out an open call to artists to submit work based on the theme, A Kiss is Just a Kiss. And it was interesting to see the sort of things that we got. Many of them are very literal. Some of them are a lot more abstract in terms of their content. And then we also have regular artists in the space as well that have exhibited in the past month and a half that have brought in additional work and or that I've decided to keep some of their work from the last show, just to balance out the gallery a bit. And then we have comics, Henry. We got lots of comics.
I bet you do.
We have comics coming out our every
new,
orifice.
New and old.
We got new and old. We got new and old. I would say we really our specialty is probably more old books. The store itself is relatively new. We just opened the end of November. And it's based off of about a 225 box collection that was mine.
Oh my.
So, and I've been collecting since I was 4 years old, so I have quite a bit of good stuff from the Silver Age. Probably on my second round of collection, really, because the reality is my childhood collection, much of it I sold off when I was in grad school. And that actually put me through grad school. But since then, I've been recollecting a lot of it. And so when I moved here from the East Coast in August, I brought with me 220 some boxes of comics, all of my own personal artwork from my studio, and decided I was going to open a store that did both.
Wow.
In terms of back issue comics, I'm still in the process of going through those 220 some boxes, but I do have a fairly good selection of the silver already out in this case, and then I have a back issue room as well that I'm always building on to. We do weekly comics, obviously, and subscription services for those weekly comics. So new comics come out every Wednesday, and basically I ask people that do subscribe to commit to certain titles that they're going to get.
Oh, sure.
On a monthly basis even.
Yeah, that's
And so month to month it might be different, and that's okay. But then based upon the amount of titles that they order in a given month, I give them a discount that ranges anywhere from 10 to 30% off of cover price.
that's
which is
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a nice deal. What else can I tell you? I have a fair amount of trade paperbacks. I've noticed more and more here just in the last month and a half that people of a certain age seem to lean or gravitate more toward the trade paperbacks than the single issues.
Oh, I know.
think they equate it more to like a Netflix binge experience,
Exactly.
if you will. They want to sit and do a big read rather than short minis. But we still have the people that like the single issue experience too.
Well, let me just take a quick look here at some of the gems.
Yeah,
Gives people a
We've got some
taste
nice
of what
stuff.
you've got.
And as I say, this is not all of it by any means.
Well, it takes me back because I used to be a regular collector every week, and now I'm getting back into it. I kind of go in and out of buying singles,
yeah,
like a lot of people.
yeah.
Everyone has their own buying patterns.
Probably the sweetest, one of the sweetest issues I have down there is the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 129, which is the first appearance of the Punisher.
Oh, I know.
It's in beautiful condition. It's a very, very nice book. I also have a very, very pretty Silver Surfer #4, which is an extremely rare book. And extremely rare to have in good condition because it's a square back from the 60s, square back spine meaning. And they were real hard to print for printers in those days. And as a result, it was always hard, even when you got them brand new, on the newsstand, it was extremely difficult to get a copy that was really square and had decent sheen and was cut square.
Oh, wow.
But that is one of my favorite books of all times.
That is a beauty.
Yeah, it was the first time John Buscema drew Thor and Asgard, and he had a totally different take on it than what had been previously done by Jack Kirby at that point. This is really around the time period where you start seeing Kirby fading out of Marvel Comics. And actually, I shouldn't say fade out, he abruptly quit. But because of that, they were starting to bring in other artists to do books like John Romita, John Buscema, and Buscema really became their pillar, if you will, for many, many years. But this was his first take on Thor, and it's a beautiful book.
Well, those are beloved names to any comic fan, and you are just a fountain of information. I mean, you are a devoted comic book guy.
And pretty old.
No. But that is definitely a keeper. I mean,
It's a beauty
it's
of a book.
wonderful on many levels and a handsome investment. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I have the entire run, first run of Silver Surfer, and actually, all told, I think I have every run of the Silver Surfer, to be honest.
Well, I think this would be a great place for people that want the classics, and also for people with new comics, since you have so many reference points you can go to.
Right. I would say that my weaker side would be more in things like manga, and some of the lesser known independent stuff I haven't really delved that much into. And I've had lots of people, because Seattle seems to be more liberal in terms of its thought on comic books, to be honest. You have Fantagraphics here, you have the other store here in Ballard, which is Push-Pull, that really concentrates on that independent type of a market.
Oh, right.
And has done a good job of fostering those types of people. So I have my own areas of weakness that I'm getting educated on by my customers here in the area, and we'll stock up on that eventually as well.
Well, oh my God, there's so much more we could chat about, but just to have a nice ending for this video, I want to thank you, and we'll come back to this at some other time. Thanks so much, Alan.
All right. Thank you.